The infamous Y2K is quickly approaching, and many people are starting to express concern about the safety of their money. It all boils down to a matter of trust. But how worried are you about it? Most Quinte residents feel fairly secure that their money will be safe in the bank.
The banks are assuring us that everything's going to be all right, and I believe it.
I think the banks have pretty much reassured us that everything's going to be fine.
But on the other hand, myself or anybody else, I would recommend having a transaction report near the end of that date so that they can be held accountable, something on paper. I feel that, computers do fail.
One of the main concerns people have is how the banks are preparing to safeguard their clients' interests. What are the steps that are being taken? Our Quinte View crew decided to talk to an expert on the situation. Bob Lefebvre is the manager of community services for the Royal Bank in the Quinte area.
So how are banks in general, especially the Royal Bank, being prepared for Y2K?
Well, needless to say, the Royal Bank in itself has spent a considerable amount of time and effort towards preparing for Y2K. To date, we've spent $170 million on the processes. We've involved 900 computer technologists who have performed various degrees of testing. We've been at this since 1995. We've been testing all of our records, mortgages, loans, investments, our in-branch hardware, the software, banking machines. So an awful lot of effort has been going forward to make sure that our records are preserved.
Are you taking any precautions to that effect with your money?
Well, I don't have enough money in the bank to really worry about it at this point. My major concern will be automatic withdrawals, automatic deposits, and stuff like that.
Actually, I'm taking all my cash out, but I will make a deposit, blank check, to see if maybe there's a bank error in my favor.
Take all my money out. I don't trust computers, period.
I'm taking all my money out of every account that I have because I think that all the flyers and everything that we've received saying that everybody's Y2K ready, I think they're full of crap.
No, I think everything's going to be fine. They've had enough time to plan, and I think they're doing the right things. They're doing the tests. They're doing everything else. I don't think it's going to be an issue. And I'll just take out my normal $20 allowance.
But what money I do have, I feel very confident that it is very safe.
The banks, though, are just one part of the financial problem with Y2K. Many small businesses in the Quinte area may also feel the brunt of the Y2K bug. Ron Broadbridge is the general manager of the Belleville Chamber of Commerce. When we spoke to him, he said the whole problem with Y2K is more hype than actual fact.
If there is a computer problem of any kind, I suspect it'll be something that will be straightened out inside of a day or two. And I don't think it will be widespread as some people might think.
Broadbridge goes on to say businesses need to be prepared for a cascade effect from their suppliers who may not be Y2K ready. He says most businesses in Belleville have been prepared for quite some time.
We believe that most of our members have done what they need to do to prepare for Y2K as it applies to their computer equipment. There are a number of businesses, though, that are not computerized to any great degree. However, there's a number of other things that they need to be aware of in terms of what their suppliers have and steps that they've taken. And because these other businesses may not be Y2K prepared, they could experience some problems there with supply and delivery.
The Royal Bank has made a guarantee to their clients to protect their interests during the Y2K switchover. Lefebvre told us their systems are being backed up daily to ensure safety and security.
From a technology standpoint, we've been backing up our systems. Just out of a normal course of business, we back up all of our records. And getting closer to January 1st, year 2000, in fact, we are performing daily backups, and to preserve those records, they're being maintained off-site in a very secure location. So those records are being kept. There's, we certainly expect a lot of our clients to come in, particularly during the month of December, to just get that added protection, get a copy of statements, a copy of their their investment portfolio and so on, and we're well manned to make sure to provide those to our clients at no cost.
But backing up on a computer seems like an exercise in futility. Doesn't the Y2K bug have the potential to affect anything with a microchip? Lefebvre also adds the major banks do have contingency plans in place.
In the event that our machines don't come up, we have contingency plans. We've got designated branches that are ready to open, and we'll put a lot of our human resources behind those efforts to make sure that we maintain services to our client base. So it's just not an issue. If our bank machines are down, obviously we have the availability of bank records to come in, and the vaults will all open as planned, and so we'll have to do an awful lot of manual type of transactions, but we've got contingency plans to do that.
But the question remains the same. Is Y2K going to be a bunch of hype, or will serious problems arise?
People could be the problem with Y2K as opposed to computers because of the way that they react to the situation and the steps that they choose to take.
I think really people have to make decisions. They have to decide, is my money safer in the bank or under my mattress? And quite frankly, taking excessive money out of the banking institution, and we have seen some of that, but you're taking very much undue risks, and to be walking around the public at large with excessive amount of cash is just not a wise thing to do.
If we were to come back in 1 month's time and talk to you then, what would you hopefully be saying to us?
I suspect that it'll be, my best guess is that we'll be laughing about all the urgencies and so on, and commending the institution for a well laid out plan, and I really do believe it's going to be a non-issue. But obviously it remains to be seen.
I don't think anyone anywhere is better prepared than the banks, the Canadian banks in particular. They've expended billions of dollars to make sure that their systems will continue to function through January 1, 2000. There have been a number of tests to assure that that will happen, and I have no doubt whatsoever that the banks will have no problem with Y2K.
As most of the supposed problems with Y2K, only time will tell for sure what will happen.